Good afternoon and welcome to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Coates St. Vincent Limited.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Coates St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, in a collaborative effort, the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labour, ICA and CADI have successfully cultivated and harvested white potatoes in 4 agroecological zones in mainland St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On Thursday, April 24th, 2025, the harvesting of a quantity of the crop at Montreal in the Mariocco Valley took place. Ruthven Harper of the Research and Development Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture expressed delight in the results, and ICA's technical specialist Michael Dalton spoke about the way forward for the initiative. The project aims to cultivate a skilled group of farmers dedicated to producing 5 million EC$ worth of white potatoes annually for local consumption. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has charged Roger Johnson, a national of Grenada, for breaching the state's immigration laws. According to preliminary investigations, between February 1st and February 28, 2025, Johnson unlawfully entered the state under the following circumstances. He entered the state other than at the port of entry, contrary to Section 10, subsection 1 of the Immigration Restriction Act, Chapter 114 of the Revised Laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 2009. He entered by boat and disembarked without the consent of an immigration officer, in violation of Section 10, subsection 2 of the same Act. Johnson, on April 23, 2025, appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court, where he pled guilty to both charges. For entering the state other than at a port of entry, he was fined $280 payable forthwith. In default of payment, he will serve 3 months at His Majesty's prison. For entering the state by boat and disembarking without the consent of an immigration officer, he was fined $220 payable by April 24, 2025. Failure to pay this fine will result in a concurrent sentence of 3 months imprisonment. A removal order was also issued for his deportation from the country. Still on the local scene, the Department of Culture in the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture invites the public to celebrate with them International Day of Dance. International Day of Dance is celebrated every year on April 29th, honoring the birthday of Jean-Georges Nouvel, the pioneer of modern ballet. It's a day around the world where dancers of all styles come together to celebrate the universal language of movement. Here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, dance has always been a heartbeat of our culture. From the traditional quadrille and the big drum to our vibrant carnival routines and energetic street performances. Every step tells a piece of our story. The Department of Culture asks the public to join them in a celebration of passion, culture, and creativity. Whether you dance, sway, or simply vibe to the music, you're part of the movement. The celebration will take place on Tuesday, April 29th, 2025 at 10 a.m. at the old Treasury Building site in Kingston. On to news in the region. The Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda has announced that the autopsy of 9-year-old Chantel Crump has produced inconclusive results as the investigation into her death continues. An official police release stated a post-mortem examination was conducted by the Pathology Department on April 4, 2025. However, the findings have indicated that the cause of death remains inconclusive. As part of the continuing investigation, samples were collected and are currently being prepared for advanced forensic analysis and toxicology testing. Chantel Crump disappeared last month while walking home from school after allegedly being picked up by a woman in a car. Her body was discovered about 3 days later in Ibushi area. 20-year-old Angela Magia has since been charged with Chantel's murder and is currently being held on remand. The police administration emphasized the sensitive nature of the ongoing investigation, noting that this matter is now sub judice, and as such, individuals are strongly advised to refrain from making public statements or speculative commentary that can potentially interfere with the legal process. Authorities have also called for community support during this difficult time. Authorities in Guyana are investigating a fatal accident that claimed the life of a senior officer of the Guyana Police Force in the early hours of Sunday morning. Deputy Superintendent Dexter Brown, 37, of Tucon Drive, South Rumvelt Gardens, Georgetown, died following a car crash along the Montrose Public Road, East Coast Demerara, around 1:20 a.m. According to reports, Brown was driving motorcar PAG 6458, owned by a 30-year-old businesswoman from Ann Groves, ECD, when he lost control of the vehicle while reportedly speeding westward on the roadway. The vehicle collided with a concrete bridge, flipped, and was submerged in a nearby trench. Members of the public and the police worked together to retrieve Brown. He was found unconscious and rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where he was pronounced dead by a medical doctor. The vehicle has been taken to the Sparandum police station for inspection by a licensing and certifying officer. A post-mortem examination will be conducted and investigations into the circumstances surrounding the crash are ongoing. On the international scene, cardinals will meet next month in a secret conclave to elect the next pope, the Vatican has said. The closed-door meeting will start inside Sistine Chapel on May 7th and will involve 135 cardinals from across the world. It follows the death of Pope Francis, who died at the age of 88 on Easter Monday. His funeral was held on Saturday. A Vatican spokesperson said cardinals will take part in a solemn mass at St. Peter's Basilica, after which those eligible to vote will gather in the Sistine Chapel for the secretive ballot. Once they enter the chapel, the cardinals must have no communication with the outside world until a new pope is elected. There is only one round of voting on the first afternoon of the conclave, but the cardinals will vote up to 4 times every day afterwards. A new pope requires 2/3 majority. Finally, in sports, Chris Eubank Jr. has been discharged from the hospital after he was admitted as a precaution following his victory on Saturday over Conor Benn. Eubank was admitted as part of a standard procedure, with promoter Ben Solom saying he was having precautionary checks. The 35-year-old left the hospital on Monday. Eubank beat Ben by a unanimous decision in a thrilling 12-round middleweight fight at London's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This has been VFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Shanika Stapleton. Join us again at 3 o'clock for VFM's 3 p.m. news. VFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Looking for the right pair of frames to make you look glamorous? Come to Quartz Optical. You'll find a wide selection of stylish frames from Prada, Ray-Ban, Armani, Converse, Vogue, plus new arrivals for you to choose from. Get up to 30% off lens and frames, 15% off cash purchases $999 and over. Plus, you can book your eye examination appointment online today at quartzoptical.com. Wear it today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 24th, 2025. Special conditions apply.